Matchroom promoter Eddie Hearn looks set to offer 50-50 for the Deontay Wilder undisputed fight. He has already offered Deontay Wilder $15 million to face Dominic Breazeale, his mandatory, in a fight on DAZN and Sky Sports. That is a fairly hefty offer, and I don't think the fight is worth that, but it is worth it if he gets the Anthony Joshua fight after. I think now they are willing to pay whatever Deontay Wilder asks just to make this fight, and 50-50 is a definite possibility. I think after the Jarrell Miller fight, they will try and get the Deontay Wilder fight, and they will try harder than they have before, which is saying something because they have been sending a lot of emails and making a lot of contact that has gone unnoticed. So now they are going to do whatever it takes to make this fight. They want to take the Jarrell Miller fight first because obviously that fight has been agreed and is going ahead on June 1st at Madison Square Garden, and they have broke records at Madison Square Garden already, something that hasn't been done for a very long time. So they're going to stick with that for their interim fight, and Deontay Wilder will also be having an interim fight. So obviously they can have the Deontay Wilder versus Dominic Breazeale fight on DAZN, and then go straight into Undisputed fight later this year and skip the Tyson Fury rematch, which I think would be good if Undisputed happens. I think the Tyson Fury rematch should go ahead if Undisputed doesn't happen, because obviously that is the biggest fight for Deontay Wilder and for Tyson Fury. I know that Tyson Fury is going to want to take a fight first and have an interim fight on his new platform, ESPN, because obviously he's just signed a big deal. So going into a risky fight like that is kind of futile, I think, for Tyson Fury. I think he wins it, but I don't think he wants to take that fight straight away. Not just because he's worried about losing that fight and having this big deal in place. I think it's the fact that that is one of the big fights he can have. That one and Anthony Joshua. Eddie Hearn has said that Anthony Joshua can happily fight on ESPN. It doesn't have to be on DAZN, because the deal he has with DAZN is fight by fight, so they won't have to take the Undisputed fight, and they are happy to let that happen if the fight can be made. So there we have it, Anthony Joshua can go and fight on ESPN. But obviously Deontay Wilder will have to go and fight on ESPN also. It seems like Tyson Fury wants to have these fights in front of him, so get one interim fight out of the way, possibly Joseph Parker, that has been rumoured, then go for Deontay Wilder rematch, and then possibly go for Anthony Joshua or something like that. Because obviously if he goes for Deontay Wilder after that, he could win the WBC World title. I believe he does win the WBC World title if he fights Deontay Wilder again. He already won it last time, but still, we won't go into that. But yeah, he wins that fight, and then he can go into the Undisputed fight on ESPN. That is what he plans to deliver them, I believe. That probably is a good plan, to be fair. If he can have an interim fight, that's one fight out of the way. It's a 5-fight deal, so have that interim fight, then go for Deontay Wilder, that's his second fight, then Undisputed for his third fight. So I guess that is their kind of plan. I think also their plan is to pull Deontay Wilder away from Showtime also, because for him to have the rematch, he has to go on ESPN. So he's going to have to go on ESPN if he wants to fight Tyson Fury. If he wants to fight Anthony Joshua, he's going to have to go on DAZN. So obviously Showtime are going to be without Deontay Wilder. So hopefully this sees all the fighters coming together at some point. It seems like it won't, because obviously Deontay Wilder is loyal to Showtime. He doesn't have a broadcaster deal with them. But obviously Tyson Fury has his big deal with ESPN, and Anthony Joshua has his big deal with DAZN. So obviously they're all on different platforms, but still there are ways of making the fights. The promoters and the broadcasters can come together and make these fights if they really want to. They just have to want to make these fights, and the fighters have to want to face each other. I don't think up until now Deontay Wilder has really wanted to face Anthony Joshua. I really don't. Maybe down the line at some point when there are big money offers coming in and big legacy fights, possibly he could be tempted. But guys, what are your thoughts on this? Please drop your thoughts in the comments below. Please like the video and subscribe for more content. Thank you guys.